निगम कल्प चरो चलितम परम कृष्ण सुधा अमृत सर्व संगीतम युवतम पार्वतम रसम आर्यम मुहुर अहो रसिका उरी भावुका निगम कल्प तरो चलितम परम शुक्ला मुखा अमृता प्रभा संयुतम ईवता भागवतम रसम आलयम मुहुर रसिका उभि भावुका निगम कल्प तरो चलितम परम शिवा मुखा अमृता सर्वा संगीतम शिवता भागवतम रसम आलयम मुहुर अहो रसिका उभि भावुका निगम कल्पतरोर्गलितं फलम् सुखमुदारमृतं सर्वसंयुतम् ईवरं भागवतं रसमालयम् मुहुरः रसिका भुवि भावुका निगम कल्पतरोर्गलितं फलम् सुखमुखादमुखं युतम् श्रीरसां रसमालयम् मुहुरः रसिका भुवि भावुका Next one you understand? Yeah. Nigama kalpataru galitam phalam Lukamakadam sadap samudam Sivata bhagavatam rasamalayam मुहुरः रसिका भुवि भावुकाम् निगम कल्पतरोर्गलितं फलम् सुखमुखादमृतद्रवसंयुतम् पिबत भागवतं रसमालयम् मुहुरः रसिका भुवि भावुका. Then what meaning? Nigama, Vedic literature. Kalpataru, desire truly material. Phalam, fruit. Shuka, Srila Sukade Goswami, the religious speaker of Srimad Bhagavatam. Mukha, from the lips of Amrita, nectar. Brahma, semi-solid and soft. Never easily swallowed. Samhitam, perfect in all respects. Evata, Bhagavatam, we go feeling in the eternal relationship with the Lord. Rasam, juice, that which is relishable. Alayam, until liberation or even in the liberated condition.
Those who are full of the knowledge of Melon,
Those who are full of the knowledge of Melon,
who be on the earth,
Mahabuka,
expert in thoughtful translation. Know, all thoughtful men, the Srimad Bhagavatam is the mature fruit of the tree of Vedic literature. It emanated from the lips of Sri Shukadeva Goswami. Therefore, this nectarian fruit is all the more relishable by liberated souls.
So, Srimad Bhagavatam is the ripened fruit of Vedic literature. Nigama Kalpataru. Kalpataru, we have no experience of Kalpataru within this material world. But in the spiritual world, there is Kalpataru. Kalpa means desire, and Taru means tree. Here, you can get from a mango tree mango, not any other fruit. But in the Kalpataru, the description of Kalpataru is there in the Brahma Samhita. Chintamani Kalpataru, Chintamani Prakara Sadamasu Kalpataru, Lokhyabhite Susurabhi Ravipalayantam, Lakshmi Sahasra Sata Sambrama Sevamanam, Govindam Adipurusham Tamangmaya. That is Krishna's planet. That planet is made of touchstone. We do not know whether anyone has got experience of this touch. If you touch an iron, it becomes gold. Touchstone. So, in the spiritual world, there are also houses like these, trees are like this. There are cows and the gopis, Krishna. So that description is given in the Brahma Samhita. We should not think that we have imagined something artistic and created a Krishna. No. It is completely supported by Vedic literature, Brahma Samhita. So, in the Brahma Samhita, it is clearly stated about Krishna's place, original place. This is also Krishna's place. And that is also Krishna's place. But here, because we are forgetful of Krishna, therefore we are accepting this place as material. Just like king, he possesses all the places of the country. Similarly, Krishna is the proprietor. Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, Sarvaloko Maheswaram, Bhoktaram Jagatavasam, Sarvaloko Maheswaram, Sridam Sarvabhutana, Gyatya Mam Shantim Ichyati. If anyone wants happiness, shanti, peace, then he must know these three things. What is that? That Krishna is the enjoyer of everything. Krishna says, Bhoktaram Jagatapasam Sarvalokamaheswaram. You can perform yoga, you can perform austerities, penances, but the result should be enjoyed by Krishna. That is Krishna consciousness. When you come to that consciousness that I am working hard, I am earning so much money, everyone is thinking that I must enjoy. Why others? That is the materialistic way of thinking. But we are trying to change the consciousness. Krishna consciousness movement means that you earn as much as you like, but the enjoyer should be Krishna, not you. That is Krishna. Krishna consciousness is not very difficult thing to understand. The only we have to change the account. Everyone, the Kurmi, they are working so hard day and night. The ultimate aim is that he will enjoy, he will satisfy his senses. Therefore he is working so hard. The Bhagavad therefore says, Nayanga deha dehu phajang niloki, Kashtan kaman arahti nirvijan. Simply for sense gratification, we should not work so hard, because these things are done by even hogs and dogs. So, Krishna consciousness movement means that we have to change the account, not for sense gratification, because real proprietor is Krishna. When I think I am proprietor, I am enjoyer, that is illusion. That is janasya mohoyam aham mohoyam. So, in the Chintamani Dham, Krishna's abode, everything is there. But the account is different. That is spiritual world. Here the account is different. Is everything there, but everyone is trying to enjoy for himself. There is competition. I am enjoyed, you are enjoyed. Therefore there is competition. Individually, man to man, family to family, society to society, nation to nation. There is always competition. But this competition will stop as soon as there is Krishna consciousness, that I am not proprietor, we are not proprietor, Krishna is proprietor. That is the means of Shanti. Bhoktaram Jagatavasam Sarvalokamaheswaram Sridham Sarvabhutanam. These three things we understand properly. That Krishna is the supreme agent, Bhokta. He is the proprietor, supreme proprietor. And he is the supreme friend. His friend. Krishna is so nice friend that Ishara Sarvabhutanam Riddesha Arjuna Tishtati. Krishna, as the Supreme Lord, is situated in everyone's heart as friend. That is stated in the Upanishad. Two birds are sitting on one tree as friends. One bird is eating the fruit of the tree, and the other friend is simply witness. His friend, his supreme friend, not so-called friend, actually he is our supreme friend. He is always trying to get us back to home, back to God. Not only he is sitting within our heart, but he is descending and Krishna, yada yada hi dharmasya glani bhavati bharat, abhuthanam adharmasya tadapmanam sijama. He comes and canvasses. What is that canvasses? Sarva dharman parityajya mam ekam saranam. Why you are engaged in so many so-called occupations? You simply surrender unto me. Aham tva sarva bhava Krishna. But we are so engrossed in matter that we cannot take the advice of Krishna. Therefore Krishna again comes as a devotee, Lord Chaitanya. What Krishna says, that you surrender unto me, same Krishna came as devotee of Lord Krishna. Bhaktyatmam bhaktyavataram namami bhaktas sangam. Panchatattvatmakam Krishnam bhakta rupa sarupakam bhaktyatmam bhaktavataram namami bhakta sattika. Lord Chaitanya's prayer. So, Krishna is always trying. He is coming himself as Lord, the Supreme Lord. He is coming as a devotee. He is sending his representative simply to canvas, to come to this Chintamani Prakara Sadhanasu Kalpavit, where there is eternal happiness, desired trees. Therefore, the Vedic literature, what is the purpose of Vedic literature? Veda means knowledge. Veda means knowledge. Vetti Veda Vida Jnana. Anything from which you get knowledge, that is called Veda. So, from the Vedas, we have to acquire the supreme knowledge. Therefore, it is called Vedanta. Vedanta means we have got so many different types of knowledge, but what is the ultimate knowledge? That is called Vedanta. Ultimate knowledge means to inquire about the Supreme. We are getting knowledge, we are inquiring what is the newspaper today, what has happened. That is also knowledge, but that is not ultimate knowledge. Ultimate knowledge is Krishna. Therefore Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, Vedaishta Sadvai Ahameva Vedyam. Ultimate Vedanta means to know the supreme absolute truth. That is ultimate knowledge. Vedaishta Sadvai Ahameva Vedyam. Sarvasya chaham virishanne vishya matta smriti jnanam apohanancha Vedaishta Sadvai ahameva vedyam Vedanta vidcha aham. People are after so-called Vedantis, but they do not know Krishna, so-called Vedanta. But one who is actually Vedanti, he knows Krishna. Therefore, some times ago, some of the Vaishnavas, they gave me this title, Bhakti Vedanta. Bhakti Vedanta means ultimate understanding of Vedanta is bhakti, not to become impersonal. So, here it is stated, Nigama Kalpatarur Golitam Phalam. All the Vedas, they are summarized in the Vedanta Sutra. You have heard the name of Vedanta Sutra. So this Srimad Bhagavatam is explanation of the Vedanta Sutra. Therefore, from the very beginning of Srimad Bhagavatam, the first aphorism of the Vedanta Sutra is there, Janmadasya Jata. In the Vedanta Sutra, the first quote is Athata Brahma Jigyasa. Now, we have to inquire about Brahma, the absolute truth. That is the business of human being. Because in other lives, other than the human form of body, we have simply passed our time in the matter of bodily necessities of life, ahara, nidra, bhaya, maitra. Ahara, nidra, bhaya, maitra, nancha, samannam etat, pasubhina ranam. The bodily necessities of life, the animals, they are also bodily necessities of life. Ahar, eating, nidra, sleeping, and bhaya, fearing, or defending, and maithun, sexual intercourse. So the cats and dogs, they have got all these functions, and the human being has also the same function. It may be little polished, but the function is the same. Then what is the extra business of the human form of life? If you are simply engaged in these four principles of life, eating, sleeping, sex life, and defending or fearing, then what is the difference between a man and a dog? There is no difference. The only difference is Athata Brahma Jigyasa. A man can come here in this temple and he can inquire about Krishna or Jasmine. That is. So this Krishna consciousness movement means we are giving chance to everyone to come and inquire about Brahma, Athata Brahma Jigyasa. Or in other words, the whole activities of this Krishna consciousness movement is Vedanta life. Vedanta life. Anyone who is inquiring about Krishna, inquiring about the absolute truth. Now there are different phases of inquiring about the absolute truth. That is explained in the Srimad Bhagavatam. Vadanti tat tatta tattavid tattam jadgyanam adayam brahmeti paramatmeti bhagavaniti sabdat. The absolute truth is one. But according to our understanding, some are accepting the absolute truth as impersonal Brahma, some of them accepting the absolute truth as the localized Paramatma, and some of them are understanding the absolute truth as Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna or Vishnu. So, this Krishna consciousness movement means to understand the absolute truth as the ultimate issue. That means to understand the absolute truth as the Supreme Person. Therefore, Srimad Bhagavatam is describing the absolute truth in the beginning. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Vasudeva means Krishna, the son of Vasudeva. He appeared as the son of Vasudeva, but spiritually, unless one becomes on the position of Vasudeva, nobody can understand Vasudeva. Vasudeva is the name of Shuddha Sattva, pure goodness, not contaminated goodness. Here, in this material world, there are three types of status: goodness, passion, and ignorance. Ignorance and passion is greediness and lust. Above this greediness and lust, there is another platform, which is Vedanta platform, to understand everything clearly. That is called goodness. Now, pure goodness means one has to transcend even this material platform of goodness. Because in the material platform of goodness, there is possibility of being contaminated by the other two qualities, namely passion and ignorance. Sometimes it becomes mixed up. The material type of goodness is just like a pure Brahmin. Sattva, Sama, Dhamma, Titikha, with all the good qualities. Truthfulness, controlling the senses, controlling the mind, full of knowledge, tolerance, and knowledge means about the Supreme. These are Brahminical qualifications. But sometimes these Brahminical qualifications also become contaminated by the other two qualities, passion and ignorance. It has been experienced. At the present stage also, we see that many persons who are coming through the Brahminical family, but they have been contaminated by the other two qualities, passion and ignorance. So there is possibility. In the material goodness, there is possibility of being attacked with the other two qualities and thereby fall down. But when you transcend the material platform of goodness and come to the transcendental platform of goodness, then you cannot fall down. That is called Sattvam Visuddhyam, Vasudeva Sattvitam. That sattva, that existence of pure goodness is called Vasudeva. In that pure transcendental platform of goodness, you can understand Vasudeva. That means, in that status of life, Vasudeva is born. Vasudeva is already there. You simply realize. Vasudeva Ishvara Sarvabhutaram Viddesha Vajjana Tishtha. Vasudeva is already there within your heart. But you simply realize by placing yourself in the pure consciousness, pure platform. So this can be done simply by our discussion of Srimad Bhagavatam. Therefore it is said here, Nigama kalpatarot golitam phalamedam. It is the mature fruit of Vedic knowledge. And Sukhamukhada Mridadavasamudam. This Srimad Bhagavatam was written by Vyasadeva, and it was spoken for the first time by Sukadeva Goswami, his son. He wrote the Srimad Bhagavatam under the instruction of his spiritual master Narada, and he taught his son, beloved son Sukadeva Goswami, that you preach. I am writing, you preach. That is the duty of the student. The spiritual master writes, and it is the duty of the disciple to preach. And if this student is also as pure as the spiritual master, then it becomes very nice. Sukhamukhat, Sukhamukhat, Amrita, Dravasam. Another explanation of this verse is that any fruit ripened in the tree, it is already very nice, very sweet. If you take a unripe fruit from the tree and keep at your home, it also ripens, but it is not so tasteful. If it is ripened in the tree and you take it, then it is very tasteful. I think you have got this experience. Again, if that fruit is touched by the leaf or by the beaks of the parrot, which is called sukha, it becomes still more tasteful. Similarly, this fruit, the ripened fruit of Vedic knowledge, Srimad Bhagavatam, is already very tasteful because it is the ripened fruit. But it has been tasted by the lips of Sukadeva Goswami. Therefore it is still more tasteful. Therefore it is recommended, Ivata Bhagavatam. Now this ripened fruit, just taste it, drink it. Pivata Bhagavatam Rasam. When we eat something, we taste its rasam, the juice. Rasoham Amstu Kaunteya, just like Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita. Kaunteya, my dear Arjuna, and the taste of the water. Everyone, when he is thirsty, he wants, give me water, give me water. Because there is a taste in the water which will immediately quench your thirst. So, we enjoy everything because there is some taste. That is called rasa. Anything we do, just like a man is working very hard day and night. What for? For maintaining his family, his children and wife. So, unless there is some rasa, some taste, he cannot work so hard day and night. There is some pleasure in maintaining the family with hard labor. And sometimes we see that for one who has no family, one who has no family affection, he does not work so hard. He doesn't care to work. This is practical. Therefore, in the Vedic civilization, the family life is recommended unless one will become confused, hopeless, because he has no taste of the family life. So everything there is some rasa, taste. Without that taste, nobody can live. Now, here it is recommended, the Srimad Bhagavatam, Rasam Alayam. Here is a taste which you can enjoy up to the end of your life or up to the point of liberation. Because life is meant for getting liberated from this painful material existence. That is life. Everyone is trying to get out of the painful situation. That is struggle for existence. But they do not know what is the ultimate life free from all painful activities. That is called liberation. The whole Vedic civilization is based on this point, how to get liberated and enjoy eternal happiness. Ramante yogina anante satyanande siddhatmani. Iti Ramapadena so Parabrahma iti abhijyate. Rama. Rama, this word comes from Rama. Ramdhat. Enjoy. Just like here in this material world, they are also engaged in Raman. But that is sex life, that's all. That is sex life. That is also Raman. But there is another Rama, that is Rama. If you take this filter of Rama, that is real happiness. Ramante yogina anante. Those who are yogis mean transcendentalists, those who are aspiring after spiritual perfection, they are called yogis. So, the preliminary yoga system that is practiced generally, Hatha Yoga, Ashtanga Yoga, that is preliminary. Nobody gets perfection even in the preliminary yoga system. And what to speak of? Further progress. So, the Bhakta Yogi, those who are engaged in this Bhakta Yoga system, Manchabbhavicharini bhakti yogena jaseva. That is yoga. This yoga. Manchabbhavicharini bhakti yogena jasevate sagunan samapita etana brahma bhuyaya kalpati. Krishna says, if you take to this bhakti yoga system, what is that bhakti yoga system? Savanam kirtanam Vishnu, smaranam padasevanam, hachanam bandhanam udhatam, sakham mahasunivedanam. So if you take to this bhakti yoga system of Bhavichari means without any deviation, strictly on rigid principles, mantra of Bhavichari bhakti yogena jasevate, one who is engaged in the service of the Lord, by accepting the bhakti yoga system. Sagunan samapita etana brahma bhuyaya kalpate. He immediately becomes transcendental to the three material qualities, namely the sataguna, rajaguna and tamaguna. And that is called mukti. Mukti does not mean that when you become liberated, you'll have got so many heads or so many legs. No. Mukti means sarupena avastiti, to be situated in one's original constitution and position. That is Krishna consciousness. So, this verse recommends that Pivata Bhagavatam Rasamalayam. Rasamalayam. Alayam. Laya. Laya means to merge. We are also merged into this material world. It's like your body, my body is material. But I am the soul, you are the soul. I am merged into this material. But because I am spirit, although I am merged, I am not getting happiness. Just like if you are put into the Atlantic Ocean. You merge, but because you are not the living entity of the water, you cannot be happy. You cannot be happy. That merging is there. You have to merge into the spiritual existence. Then it is. That is Bhagavatam Rasamana. Thank you.